Today, we're going to walk a pretty dark path, step by tragic step, right into the heart of one of the world's most notorious gangs, MS-13. And look, this isn't just a story about crime. In a way, it's a story about a career path, one that starts a lot younger than you might think. So that's the big question, right? It's really hard to wrap your head around. Why on earth would a teenager choose a life like this? Well, the answer isn't simple. And to even begin to understand it, we've got to try and imagine what it's like to be in their shoes, right from the very beginning. I want you to really picture this, okay? You're 14. You see the older guys on the block, and they've got two things you don't: cash and respect. And those things feel like they're a million miles away. Maybe your mom's working two jobs just to keep the lights on. At school, you feel invisible. But when these guys walk down the street, everybody moves. So, you start to just hang around. You're not asking for anything, you're just there. And that's really how it starts. It's not like you're filling out some job application. It's more like you're being slowly pulled into the orbit of this dangerous star. It's a kind of power you've only ever seen from the outside looking in. So they give you a name, Bottle. It means lookout. And your job? It sounds deceptively simple. You stand on a corner for hours. If you see cops, you send a text. If a rival crew rolls through, you give the signal. You literally become the eyes and ears of the street. Now, check this out. What's the pay for this first gig? You see it right there. Zero. Nothing. You don't make a single dime. And why is that? It's because at this stage, you're not earning money. You're trying to earn something that's way more valuable in this world: trust. And that's the real job. See, it's a test, and it never stops. A teacher asks what you were doing on the corner all afternoon. You saw nothing. The police roll up, maybe offer you some cash for a little information. You just walk away. Every single day, you're being watched. They want to see if you'll break. Okay, so you do this for months. You prove you can be trusted. And then you get the invitation. But to get in, you have to pay a price that's paid in pain. This, right here, is where it gets real. It's called the chow, and the rules are brutally simple. You stand in the middle of a circle of 13 gang members, and for 13 seconds, they beat you. It's this violent, intense ritual, and it's designed to prove just one thing: that you can take the pain and stay loyal. And believe me, those 13 seconds feel like an absolute eternity. You can't fight back, you can't run, a fist hits your jaw, a boot connects with your ribs. By the time they count to 8, you're on the ground tasting your own blood. And then, just as suddenly as it all started, it stops. Someone pulls you to your feet. They actually hug you. And then you hear the words you were literally just bleeding for. Welcome home, boy. You're in. They give you a new name: Flaco, Smiley, Diablo. Your old identity? It's gone. You're part of the family now. And you learn pretty quick, the only way out is in a body bag. So now, you're a soldier. This is your first real job inside the organization. You're moving product, acting as the middleman in drug deals. But there's more. You have to put in work. And what that really means is when your clique, your local crew, needs muscle for a fight, you're the one they call. And for the very first time, you're getting paid $200 a week. To you, at that age, it feels like a fortune. Probably more than your mom makes in 3 long days. You buy those shoes you always wanted, a gold chain. You feel like you finally made it. But make no mistake, if you get busted, you are on your own. The gang is not paying for your lawyer. You do the time and you keep your mouth shut. Now, if you survive being a soldier, if you prove your loyalty by doing time without snitching, you start to climb the ladder. You're moving off the front lines and, believe it or not, into management. You're now a veterano, a veteran. You've earned your stripes, most likely by doing an 18-month bid in county jail without ever saying a single word. You're not the one standing on the corner anymore. You're the one managing the soldiers who are. And this, right here, lays out the trade-off perfectly. On one side, you've got the power. $1,500 a week, your own crew of soldiers, control over a piece of turf. But on the other side, well, that's the price. The police know exactly who you are. Rival gangs want you dead, and there's no exit plan. This is your life now. If you manage to survive being a veterano, you might just make it to the next level. Palabrero. It means the one who speaks. You're now the leader of an entire local clique, with maybe 30 to 40 soldiers under your command. Your word is law. You settle arguments, you give the orders, and if you decide someone needs to die, your soldiers make it happen. And the money, it's unbelievable. $10,000 a week, tax-free. But with that kind of money comes a massive target on your back. Every young, hungry veterano out there wants your job, and they are willing to kill you for it. And if that's not enough, the FBI literally has a team of agents whose only job is to put you in a cage for the rest of your life. From here, we're getting into the top tier of the organization. These are the leaders who are basically legends on the street, the ones who've somehow managed to survive into their 30s, which in this world is kind of like living to be 100. This is the Renflero, the regional leader. And you should think of them like a CEO of a corporation. They're not on the streets anymore, no way. They're in boardrooms, making deals with cartels, setting the price of drugs for an entire city, and washing millions of dollars through businesses that look completely legitimate. But here's the thing, no matter how smart you are, eventually your luck runs out. You get caught. But this is the crazy part. For the top leaders of MS-13, getting sent to a maximum security prison isn't the end of their career. It's a promotion. Behind bars, you become a shot caller. From inside a tiny cell, you can control an entire prison. You can use smuggled cell phones to give orders to soldiers back on the street. You can even order someone's execution. It's like the quote says, "On the streets you are powerful, and here you're a king." You have everything you ever wanted. Except, the freedom to ever walk out the front gate. And that brings us to the inevitable end of this whole journey. Because no matter how much power you get, how much money you make, there's no 401k in this line of work. There is no retirement plan. Just look at this timeline. It lays out the entire story, doesn't it? At 14, you're just a lookout. By 16, a soldier. You're a veteran at 19, a leader at 24. And by the time you're 35, you've spent 21 years in this world. You've been shot, you've been to prison, you've made and lost more money than you can even count. And there is absolutely no going back. And then one day, you find yourself back on that same street corner where it all began for you. And you see a kid. He's 14, he's got that same hungry look in his eyes that you used to have. And he's watching you. You see yourself in him. And you just know, with this sickening feeling, that the whole tragic cycle is about to start all over again. Which leaves us with the only question that really matters. How does a cycle like this ever get broken?